I was playing God of War 3 Remastered right before I started recording this video. You know, just because it's free on the PlayStation Store right now, I figured I might as well pick it up. And holy shit, I forgot how good the God of War games were. I used to play those games a lot more when I was a kid, even though I really wasn't allowed to. I remember I used to go over to my friend's house because he had the game and we used to play it so much, but his PS2 was in the living room. And of course the living room is where a lot of the parents are sitting around talking and all that stuff. When we used to play God of War, I believe it was the second one on PS2, and we got in a lot of trouble playing that game, especially when the sex scenes came on, because there is nudity in the game. And I remember the scenes of women being naked would come on screen and I would just walk away from the TV as if I wasn't playing the game. And then my grandmother would ask me what the hell is on the TV, and I would tell her, I don't know, this is not my problem. I always used to just blame it on my friend. God, I was such a good friend. Now mind you, I was like less than 10 years old at this time. But yeah, it's been a long time since I played any of the God of War games, so it's really nice to go back to one and actually try it out again. Depending on how much free time I have, I might actually finish the game. But speaking of games that I haven't played in a long time, let's talk about Fortnite. Now, as a lot of you guys know, I've been streaming daily for a few days now. And one game that I said that I was going to stream a lot when I got my streaming setup was Fortnite. And for any of you guys who actually watch my streams, you will know that I haven't played Fortnite once on my streams yet. I did play it when I hosted a lot of my bad streams back in the day, you know, when I used to stream off of PlayStation and all that. But ever since I got my setup, I haven't played it once on PC or on console. And one thing I was really excited about is to play Fortnite on PC and start streaming it. So a lot of you guys might be confused as to why the hell I haven't even touched the game since I got my streaming setup. And I'm just gonna break the news to you guys. I have no real intent of actually playing the game on stream at all anymore. This has been happening for the past few months, but I just don't have an interest in Fortnite anymore, which is really surprising because that was probably one of the most addictive games I've ever played when I first played it. I want to discuss in this video the reasons why I feel I just don't really like Fortnite as much anymore. Like, I have tried to play it. I'm not gonna say that I went months without touching the game at all. I have jumped on maybe for a game or two before in the past few months, but I haven't played it seriously, like actually sat down and wanted to go out for wins and wanted to stream it and make videos in a good few months now. One of the main reasons for that, I think, is because I feel the game is going in a very, very bad direction. I don't like the meta the game's been in for the past few months. It just really killed it for me. Ever since they started making the changes to where building has been nerfed in the sense that materials aren't dropped at the same rate they were before, that really was the first thing that made me not like the game at all. As soon as a lot of those nerfs were coming in, it's like the game just completely disappeared from my library. I just stopped playing it consistently. Another reason why I don't really like the game as much anymore is because it really lacks consistency. I feel like a lot of the game is RNG based and it doesn't really reward skill. Now, I'm not saying that I'm a hugely skilled player. I could definitely get good at the game if I put the time into it, but regardless of how good you are at the game, a lot of the times you're still going to die by a lot of bullshit. A lot of stuff that really isn't in your control. A huge reason why I felt like the skill gap was disappearing in Fortnite is because, one, the building was being nerfed, which was the skill gap to begin with in that game. If you could build very, very well and you could outbuild other people, you were probably going to be very successful in the game you were in. So the building was nerfed, and then after that also came the spray meta, where SMGs just became so dominant. You could just spray an SMG at someone who was building and they had very little chance to actually outbuild you. I'm not gonna say that build battles don't exist anymore, but they are definitely not as prevalent as they were in Season 2 or Season 3. A huge reason why I loved Fortnite so much was build battles. I loved getting into build battles with people because when I won a build battle, I felt like I actually worked for that. But now you can just spray an SMG at somebody and hope that they die, and that's pretty much it. Eventually, they're going to run out of materials because they didn't farm as much as they would have liked to. So building just really isn't as viable as it once was. And I didn't really understand why they were trying to get rid of building, because that's what made Fortnite so amazing. Building was the biggest strong suit of that game. So now we have the nerf to building, the implementation of just a terrible meta where everyone, all they do is just spray at each other. Also, shotguns are nerfed to fucking oblivion. That was pretty much the only consistent part of the game. The reason I liked shotguns so much is because it felt like you had some sort of control. It felt like they weren't as RNG based. I felt like they were probably one of the most skilled weapons to use in the game. Now, I'm not talking about double pump. Double pump was just terrible. I don't think double pump should have been in the game, but I don't feel like the shotguns should have just been nerfed to the point where they're just not useful anymore. You would be way better off with an SMG at close range. But the final reason why I stopped playing that game is because I was playing on console, and for anybody who plays PC, if you don't know, Fortnite on console is just so much worse. They have definitely made a lot of improvements to console. I'm not saying that it's completely complete garbage, but in comparison to PC, it's just not there. The biggest reason why I was looking forward to getting a computer is because I can finally play Fortnite on PC, because a big reason why I hated it on console is because you can't change your sensitivity from looking around when you're not building and when you are building. So you have to stick with the same sensitivity when you are building and when you're not building. When you're building, you want to make sure that you have a fast sensitivity so that you can build 1x1s very quickly. Or just any type of building in general, doesn't necessarily have to be 1x1s. But at the same time, you want a slow sensitivity so that when you're aiming at people, especially with shotguns, you can change the sensitivity when you're aimed down sights, but a lot of the times with shotguns, you don't want to aim down sights because you just want to run and gun with them. So in a sense, that's another indirect nerf to shotguns, which I wasn't a fan of. And that was just the nail in the coffin, the fact that I couldn't play the game the way I wanted to play it. I wanted to be able to build fast while being able to stay on my target when I shoot at them. And a lot of you guys might be thinking, well, you have a computer now, so why don't you go back to Fortnite? And a lot of it is to do with bias. The game is so stained in my mind at this point. The game has way too many bad memories and bad associations linked to it in my own head that it has just completely turned the game off for me. I could go back and I could play it right now. I could install Fortnite on my computer. I could play it at max settings at whatever frame rate I want, and I could have access to all of those features that I didn't have on console. But the game is just ruined for me at this point. Even if you fix all of the issues that were on console specifically, exclusively to console, you know, the building sensitivity and the aim down sight sensitivity and just sensitivity as a whole, the rest of the game still has a load of bad features that just kill it for me. And that has just stained my mind so much. I've experienced that so much on console. A bunch of those bad changes that I just really hate, that it's completely ruined the game for me. And it's made it so that even if the game were to improve and go back to its peak, I don't even know if I would want to go back to it at this point. I don't even know if I would want to take the time to get good at the game anymore. I'm not saying that it's completely impossible for me to go back to Fortnite, but I just really don't see that happening because the direction they're taking the game is just not what I really enjoy. And especially with Blackout literally right around the corner. I mean, I'm playing the beta right now for Blackout, and this is the best BR game that I've ever played. It's better than Fortnite to me. And the full launch of this game is going to be even better than the beta. And that's less than a month away. So do you really think this amazing Battle Royale game mode for Call of Duty is going to come out and I'm going to want to play Fortnite? Hell no. I'm just going to be sticking to this game for now. And plus, it's just Call of Duty. It's in the same universe as the game that I've played for a long fucking time. This is just more convenient to me, and Fortnite just isn't that game that it once was anymore. Fortnite, in my opinion, used to be so much better, and unless they revert the changes that they've made and go back to Season 2 or Season 3, I don't see myself going back to the game. I'm not saying that Fortnite is a bad game, I'm just saying that it's not a game that I necessarily enjoy anymore. To anybody who still plays Fortnite and streams it and makes videos on it, I have no hate towards you. I don't necessarily hate watching the game. I have no problem watching the game. It's just I don't enjoy playing it. So that's the reason why you don't see me play it on stream anymore. The game is just dead to me. But yeah, that's my explanation for that. On a final note, I just want to give you guys a few more details to do with streaming, seeing as we're on the same topic. Over time, I've been making minor changes to my streams to try and improve them, and this morning I managed to add Twitch alerts to my stream, so whenever you guys follow me or make a donation or subscribe or anything like that, now you'll have your name pop up across the screen, which I'm very happy about. I feel like it's just an interactive feature that should have been there from the start. One thing I will work on is adding commands right after I edit this video and upload it if I have time before my stream starts, which I am going to be streaming tonight as well. I stream every single day, that just goes without question. If I have time, I'm going to try and add commands as well, because I understand that commands are a big feature that people were really confused as to why I didn't have in my streams. If I don't have it for today's stream, I will 100% have it for tomorrow's stream. As I said, I'm going to be streaming tonight, so keep a lookout for that. I'll be tweeting it, I'll be posting it on my Instagram, on my Facebook, which I also made a Facebook, so check the description if you want to follow that. I'm just trying to be as social as possible. I'm trying to make as many social medias, trying to be as active across all of them as possible. So if you are a huge fan of my content and you like to keep up to date with what I'm doing, definitely go check them out. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to wrap this video up here. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you smack the like button. If you want to stay up to date with my content, please be sure to subscribe. I have my last video in the corner. If you haven't checked that out already, definitely make sure to check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.